Is anybody there? Is anybody there? Indeed, I'm live. Thank you very much for joining me. There's no one there because I never said to anybody I was going to go live. But I thought to myself, you know what, JB, you've got a couple of hours to spare. The cats have fed. Mrs. is out working. Let's do a live. So here I am. I'm here to do a live and there's no one there watching me, but you know, never mind. So I'm just going to have a beer and see if anybody comes into the room. Lovely. Beer I'm drinking is Vocations, Naughty and Nice. There's nobody watching me. I'm getting up to about 1 minute in. 1 minute in. If there's nobody going to watch me in the first 5 minutes, then there's no point me going on, is there really? But we'll see if someone might just pop in. Please, can anybody pop in? No, there's no one in. There's no one in at all. Maybe somebody in a minute. Maybe somebody in a minute. That's not really. It's all gone a bit Pete Tong, isn't it? There's no one there, to be honest. So I'll just carry on. I'll carry on until somebody appears. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I weren't expecting really anybody to be about. But, you know, someone might be there. Someone might be there about somewhere out there in the land of the living, maybe. Still nobody watching me. Anyway, I'll crack on like you do. Welcome to this afternoon chat. This goes in there. No, I just looked at something. I thought maybe that somebody might just kind of like, you know, get in and say something. What can I say to you about this? Anyway, I'll just go on. I thought I'd come on this chat. Oh, there's one person there. I should have advertised this, but I never bothered really. I thought myself, I'll just kind of like go live and see if there's anybody about. But it's an odd time of day, I know. And I know that some people out there, you know, do a little bit of shopping and that and go out with the missus and that, maybe take the kids out to the park, you know, for a game of footy and stuff, and you know, normal stuff. I've actually got a comment. It's from Mr. Hawthorne. Hello, mate. How you doing? You're the only one watching me at this moment. I thought I'm loose end for a couple of hours. Just come online, see if there's anybody there, and you've popped up. And to be honest with you, there's no one else there. So if you bug off now, then basically I'm really am talking to myself. Hope you're doing all right, mate. Hope you had a good day off. Big game, big football today. Fulham, is it for you lot? We're at Everton. Well, no, Everton at us. Doesn't make any difference if Everton at us or we're at Everton or whatever. I think we're gonna get fucking tanked anyway. I'm just gonna bring if he's here, I'll just bring him over. There he is. This little fellow here. Go on, give a wave to old Steely. Go on, son. Go on, son. Go on. There you go. Oh, I've got 4 in the room now. You're thinking, what the hell am I doing? No, I think the same as well. Go on. Say hello to Steely. Say hello to Steely. Oh, you little fucker. I'm going to clip them claws tomorrow, I tell you. It's kind of drawn blood, that. Anyway, there's 4 in the room now. Yeah, I just thought I'd come live. I haven't, no reason. I just thought, 6 in the room now. I just thought I'd go live because, you know, I'm a bit loose end, really. Nothing much on TV. I've got one more. Oh, I've gone back down to 5 now. Someone's buggered off and think, fuck this. I'm not going to watch this. I was going to watch the rest of Jeffrey Dahmer on Netflix, and I thought to myself, maybe not. I thought I've just got 2 hours to kill. Mrs. B, she's at work. I've done a little bit of the garden. It's starting to piss it down. I've fed the cats. You know, I could listen to a load of music if I wanted to, or I could go out for a strut, or even go over across the road to the pub. But I thought, no, I've got a few beers in. Let's just go live. And here I am. So if anybody out there is actually having a beer, put it in the comments. Oh, we got a comment. Whoa, what's that? 5 minutes in. Hello, Yawn. How you doing? Yeah, I'm doing fine. Hope you're doing too, mate. Not much going on. I just thought I'd go live, see what people are doing and see what people are up to, like you do. Drinking a 5.9 stout from Asda. This is Vocations Naughty and Nice. And it's nice, but not that naughty, to be honest with you, mate. Pleasant. It's pleasant all the same. Just done a load of beer reviews. Getting into habit now of actually uploading daily. So what you will find is everything will be coming up 1 beer review per day. It's not going to be a load of beer reviews just thrown at you. It's going to be a daily beer review. I've got a week's worth done now. Tomorrow I will be doing more, like you do. So I'll be trying to get ahead because I'm off away soon in November for a week. So gotta, Anyway, I'm waffling on. Yawn says, I'm happy, Mr. J. Well, glad you are, mate. It's pissing down now. We got a scarecrow competition in the village. Neighbours have done a cracking looking scarecrow thing on their front garden with the TV and the 4 of them sitting on the sofa. I was going to do something, Buzz is in the house. Hello, Buzz. How you doing, mate? Hope you're feeling great. Hope you're feeling well. And yes, you can speak to me whenever you want, mate. Speak to me whenever you want. Drop us a line or whatever, and I'll give you an email back, mate. No worries on there, Buzz. Good on you, Mara. Tell me who's out there drinking a beer. Is there anybody out there drinking a beer? I was watching Simo's stream this morning while I was sorting out some odds and sods and bits and bobs around the house and stuff. Now we're talking about the perfect draft. I'm not an owner of the perfect draft because what is actually happening now regarding the perfect draft, whether regarding pricing and that, it's predictable. I predicted it in my head and it's happening. Buzz is it? Yeah, you are here. I know you're here, mate. Certainly, you just put commented up. I know you're here. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're doing well. Like I say, I'm just coming on for a wee chat for a couple of hours. If there's anybody there, I haven't actually advertised this, so that's the reason why I think there's no one about. All I can say is the same amount of people in chat is the same amount of people the same amount of people in this house. So basically there's not many people in chat and I've got the same amount of people going on. Anyway, Terry's here. Hello, Terry. I haven't actually seen any videos from you for a long time, mate. Hope you're doing well. You're on your Gads. I know Gads is a favourite of yours, mate. Hope you're keeping well. Hope you're doing all right, yeah, it'd be great to see you doing some more reviews because he hasn't popped up on my feed, so I'll have to check your channel out, mate. See if you're actually still doing reviews because he hasn't come to my end. So Hope you're doing well, mate. Guys, it's a cracking brewery. T&E's sun is shining from Bergen, Norway. I see. I've never been to Norway, ever. I think it's one of them places. I think I see it on TV. There's loads of stuff on Norway on TV that do a particular English personality used to do to go on cruise boats and sometimes go into Norway and that. It looks really, really nice actually. Everything looks as though it's clean and fresh and fresh air and stuff. So yeah, Norway maybe on the bucket list, definitely. Oh God, I tell you what, people have left the room, Yawn. If you're still here, Yawn, there's not many people left. I think people have thought myself, fuck this, I'm off. Go on, go in. What a shame. Never mind, I'll just persevere like you do. Because I didn't advertise it, I just thought I'd come on. Oh, we've dropped even further now. People going in there. What? Anyway, I'm going to have a beer. So, I shall carry on. I'm 11 minutes in. God. So, like I say, I'm going to do daily beer reviews and stuff. And I'm going to the habit now of scheduling my beer reviews. So, what you do is, what I'm doing is just reviewing a load and just putting them in dates and that, and try to get ahead of myself. No worries, tell mate. Like I say, I haven't seen much of you know, your reviews and stuff. It'd be really nice actually to see you back in the saddle doing it. Like I say, I've never seen anything pop up on me, so I'm gonna have to check you out later and see if you've been, you know, reviewing beers and stuff. But I hope you're doing all right. I'm drinking a bud that somebody gave me. Not very good. Well, you wouldn't be. That's what I gave it to you, Buzz. I think great. I thought myself, let's give this bud to my mate Buzz. Get rid of it. Hope you're great, mate. That's fantastic, mate. Hope you're great. Yeah, like I was saying, just thought myself, just kind of like pop on and say hello, because it's not very often I actually do a live on my own. Like I do every other week. I do the kind of like the Fab Show with Spice and Easy, which is always a good laugh. But I need to do some more solo, you know, kind of like solo live stuff, if you know what I mean. I haven't done that for a long time, and you know, it's just nice to just have a little bit of a banter with you all out there, people who've been watching me and things like that. It's always a pleasure to have a little bit of crack with you and that. And so here I am, a couple of hours to kill, pissing down with rain. Let's do it, you know. Buzz has come up with, I need something good. You need to go and get some decent beer, Buzz. Get some decent beer, mate. Come back to the chat, hopefully. Neil's in the house. Hello, Neil. Hope you're doing all right, mate. I've just done another one of your beers. I think I've done the Giant Hop Stacks, which will come out next week. Cracking beer, by the way. Very enjoyable review, because I tend to, when I do a review of a beer, I tend to kind of like let the beer direct me into a direction, if you know what I mean, you know, regarding the packaging and the tasting as well. I tend to go off on a tangent, and it was a great laugh doing that one. Great laugh doing the Giant Hop Stack. So thank you again, mate, for sending me it. I will be putting together something for you in the new year, sending you some, you know, a few cans of S43 and stuff like that. We have got buzz. They come in out of order. They're coming out of order. Simo's in the room. Hello, Simo. I hope you're doing all right, mate. I watched you live this morning. Very entertaining as ever. Good crack as always. Hope Al actually, gets well and Fee gets well. Get into the Fab Show saddle. Usually, King Paul. Hello, King Paul. Hope you're doing well. Afternoon to you, mate. Yeah, it won't be out actually, Neil, till most probably end of week. So I'm scheduling, so it'll be out then. Terry says, I did all my beer reviews on my iPad, but it's old and I can't upload. Oh, that's a shame, Terry. It is, because I really enjoyed watching you. Hopefully I'll be able to, hopefully you'll be able to upload or whatever and do some more beer reviews, because you were cracking. Every Sunday you used to upload and used to come out with your beer reviews, and you kind of like, it was always Sunday dinner time, early Sunday afternoon. Used to post them up, it didn't matter what you posted because I always watched you. And you had a beer shed as well in your back garden and stuff, and it was always nice to see. Sometimes you used to kind of like review your beer just before you popped off to the club and that. So yeah, big miss, mate. Hopefully you get back on it, and it'd be nice to see you back reviewing your beers, on YouTube and stuff. Yeah. You talking about Norway, Buzz? Yeah, it's definitely it's yes, I knew. Honestly, I knew when Al suddenly decided to do this October, sober October, and Rob Bramall, he said he was doing it. Oh, fair enough. I think Rob will do it, and I think Al would do it, which is fair enough. But you, no, I can't see you doing it, mate. Honestly, prove me wrong that you can get through it. And I hold my hands up and say, well done. But I can tell you now, Simo, I cannot see you do it. I really can't. I just can't. You like your beer too much. And I can't see you not. Yeah, I can't see you doing it. But you can prove me wrong. But no, I'm drinking, Paul. Just got myself just finishing off Vocations Naughty and Nice. I picked up in Asda, reviewed it. It's not bad. I'm gonna pick another beer out soon in a minute. Just to carry on, you know what I mean? It's not a bad stout. It's the best chocolate stout in Asda for sure. No worries, Mara. No worries. Simo's up. Gonna try and stay off for a couple of weeks at least. You're not gonna, yeah. You're not. You love your beer too much, mate. You can't do it. You can't do it. Honestly, when you said you're gonna do sober October, I think you would do it for a couple of weeks, and there is some interesting alcohol-free beers out there, but I can't see you doing it the whole month. It's just something. I think you'll get really pissed off with the stuff which is out there. I mean, when I went to Spain, funny enough, all the beer in the shops, which I already reviewed, but I wanted to find some stuff to review. And the beer I found to review was non-alcoholic. And I thought, well, let's do first 3 or 4 days non-alcoholic beers in Spain. So I did it. I uploaded it from the hotel and stuff. And, they were great and they were novelty and, they were different. But you get to a point where you think you really want to pop a beer. It's like a vegetarian trying to turn vegetarian, but deep inside you really want, meat and potatoes, the proper stuff. So good luck, but I don't think you're going to go that far, mate. King Paul says you haven't. I have faith in Simo, but I don't think he'll do it. Honestly, King Paul, I don't think he will do it. If he proves, if he does it, then I hold my hands up and I'll say, well done. But like I said, it's like trying to turn yourself vegetarian, but you really still like a good steak. And I think Simo loves his beer too much, and he does love his beer. He does love his beer. He loves his PD. He loves his beer, and I think he will not do it. If he does it, God help us all, because I'll tell you what, after the month, after October, he will be hammering it. He really will. He will be absolutely uploading a shitload of reviews and absolutely hammering a load of beer. But it'll be great fun to watch. Always is great fun to watch him, to be honest. You don't get anyone more down to earth than Simo, to be honest. It's always great watching him. Definitely. So the beer, I don't know if I'm repeating myself. I have, but doesn't matter. The beer I'm having is this. I've got a special review coming up tomorrow from a brewery which really has blown me away. I got a few beers in from Sinister Brew, which is a company out in Scotland, which basically two blokes, all they do is barrel aged beer. A friend of mine at the Bear and Bottle in Coxo got me onto them. You've got some beers in, and over the next few weeks I'll be reviewing a few beers from them. The first one will be coming up tomorrow, and I have to say it was a 13% Japanese Imperial Stout, which was absolutely phenomenal. So look out for that. Hope you enjoy the review. 10 years, to be honest, King Paul, before I started this channel, going back, I was teetotal for 10 years. It's only an off chance of buying some German beer and looking it up on YouTube and seeing who reviewed it has got me into it, funny enough. It was a strange thing, really. Going back to about 2013, 2014, my wife, funnily enough, bought me some Weihenstephan from Sainsbury's. And I kind of wasn't into beer, but I tried them. And I really liked them. It's a Weiss beer. And I kind of Googled like you do. And it came up with some reviews. And one of them was from, I don't know if you know him, but he was a big influence on me and my channel, Terry Kay. Watched him, and it all went downhill from there. And I got hooked like you do. So I started my channel 2015 in January and carried on since, Yeah, fair enough, Buzz. Yeah, kind of like that's what happened. I kind of carried on and started to watch other people and that, and started to learn about it. And as you go on and that, you tend to get your own type of niche, if you know what I mean. Maybe niche, maybe not. And since then, really enjoyed it. So I think it's only me and Buzz who's drinking, but never mind. Couple of hours. I don't really want to watch the football scores coming in as such, so I thought I'd come on here. Like you do. Actually, that's not bad. Naughty and nice vocation. Yeah, cat's kicking off. Doesn't matter. Anyway, carry on like you do. Yeah, so and it carried on from there. And over the years, you get when you're in the beer tuber community. You have people come and go, and you get people who stay a long time, a little bit like me and some others and stuff. And you tend to kind of like keep to it. I can never see myself not doing it, to be honest. It's one of them things. If you're passionate about the beer, you'll be passionate about doing this. Even though it does take a little bit of confidence to do this type of thing, just getting in front of the camera and that, and kind of like reviewing a beer in front of maybe, you know, people who don't know you. But over the years, you tend to kind of like get into not a routine, but you tend to kind of like get used to doing it, if you know what I mean. And I think more and more people should review beer on YouTube. I think it's a great thing to build a community. Beardy's in the room. Hello, Beardy. How you doing, mate? How you keeping? Let us know. Drop us a line like you do. Just thought I'd come on, see who's about, have a chat and have a banter like you do. The cat's kicking off, but I'm not going to take any notice of her. Yes, she is. I've got four of them. I love them all, but they can be absolutely, totally annoying, King Paul. Terry's cooked beer review. Love watching Terry K. Absolutely going when I heard he died. A great loss. Yeah, you do, and I think I try to not emulate him. I try to carry on the spirit that he came within his reviews. I always thought Terry K had a great honesty about him and a great sense of humor, and you know, I got a little bit obsessed by him in a way, but he was always a good laugh and good entertainment, and I think we miss that these days, Terry. I think people seem to be a little bit too serious, and we need a little bit of banter and a little bit of lightheartedness and a little bit of jokiness, you know. And I think we're missing that in this day and age. Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I'll just sort of come on. I just thought I'd come on, Beardy, see who's about, see who's you know in for a chat and stuff, and you know, come on for a couple of hours, see how everybody's doing. Bus Salmon says, I got a Belgian ale triple now. Well, I hope you enjoy it, Buzz. I do like a good triple. My favourite triple, Westmail triple. Not many triples really hit home with me, but the Westmail triple for me is a special beer. Every time I've gone on holiday, there's always been a cafe or bar which do serve a good Westmail triple, and I suppose that's what makes it special for me. It's a cracking beer. You can get it in Morrison's as well. Not too sure on the price. I think it's about $3.50, but it is cracking. Beardy says, love Terry K. He pushed me to make my channel. We have some. Yes, he is. He was very influential. He was, for me, the first great beer reviewer. Even though he was part of the first generation of beer reviewers, and when I talk about the first generation of beer reviewers, I'm talking about Terry K, talking about Real Al Simon, I'm talking about Danny McFadden, Sofa King Drunk, you know, Gareth Ravey, Stuart Pickard, the first wave. Some of them are still going. Some of them I still appreciate and still watch. But he was a little bit, for me, he's head and shoulders above the rest, because he had this sense of humor. He kind of like approached the beer review with a sense of humor, and for me, it made him different from the rest of them. And I think, it inspired me to do my own channel, and I hope I've inspired other people to do a beer channel, because at the end of the day, for me, YouTube isn't about monetization, because I think monetization for me is a waste of time. You're not gonna make a fortune or be a millionaire reviewing beer. It's just, you know, maybe if you get a few quid out of it and buy your own beer, then that's fair enough. You know, I've got nothing against that. But for me, monetization regarding beer reviews, it doesn't mean nothing to me. I think for me, it's the person who's doing the videos and how they come across. I think it's more important that you get beer reviewers who are honest and, you know, who are just genuine. And there's some things on YouTube which I have commented on and have had a little bit of a backlash, but you know, at the end of the day, there isn't really anybody out there which really has pissed me off. It's just the fact is, I think there's a lot of negativity within the beer community, and I think we should all be together, and irrespective of how big your channel is, I think we're all in it for the same kind of reasons, is that we all love beer. And I think it's a shame that if people should look at it as anything else, to be honest. Come up with also, if you like, and I thought you'd come up with something like that, Beardy. I haven't checked them out. I will do. They're not going to be like steps, are they? Yeah, that's a point Buzz has made here. You learn by drinking. Obviously, you know, when you look at reviews across YouTube of beer and that, it's all personal. Everything that's reviewed is from a personal perspective. So if somebody likes, say, you know, a pint of Madry, and you know, me personally, I do not like a pint of Madry. It opens debate, really. It opens debate with the people who are watching. Because I think, well, I'm going to have to get this Madrid to see if I like it. And it does. It's an interesting thing because it's kind of like opens up kind of like boundaries and it questions the viewer as well. I could review a beer now. Someone could watch me and think to myself, you know, oh, I want to agree with him. But I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go out and get myself a can or bottle of it and I'll try it for myself. And, you know, no one is right in what they do regarding reviewing. And I think there's some people out there who do not think that type of argument. I think, well, I've said it's crap, then it's got to be crap. But it's not the case. I think it's down to the person who's watching you, you know, to make their own mind up. But you've opened up a sort of a debate within their head when they watch you because they're thinking, well, he doesn't think much of it while I'm watching, but I will go out and try it for myself. So for me, it's great to promote beer in that way. I think it's very important that we kind of like start to look at the reality of it. And the reality is that, you know, everyone who watches you have different tastes. Everybody who reviews it has different tastes. But, you know, be true to yourself. Yeah, totally agree, Neil. That's the main thing. It's nothing kind of like it's nothing, you know, if I said a beer's shy, I don't expect everybody else out there to watch me and agree with me. And I think it's important that you make up your own mind regarding whatever beer it is. It's important that you do, and it's important if, you know, there's certain styles of beer which I don't like, there's certain styles of beer which I like, and you'll be different, Neil, to anybody else. It's very much a personal taste. People like blue, people hate blue. People like yellow, people hate yellow. It's all different, and I think people have to accept that not everyone is going to agree with them. And I think a part of the beer community on YouTube has forgotten that, is that people who don't agree with you, you know, don't agree with you, so accept it. Yes, I have, King. Yeah, that's it, Pink. Yeah, totally. Yeah, they have. What I thought was great at the beginning, I can say to myself that my taste notes have been a little bit spoiled in a way. What I thought was great at the beginning is very mediocre now, because that's how far the beer culture has grown since I started. I think, me personally, I've started this channel at the right time, because when I started this channel, it was just ales in the supermarket. Then it went boom. And of course, I think if I started this channel now, it'll be a lot different. But when I started at the beginning of the boom, if you want to call it the boom, my taste buds have changed over the years. Definitely has. And I've started to look at breweries now differently. I start to look at some breweries, I look at and I think myself, they'll never let me down. And I see some breweries and I think, oh, you're a little bit hit and miss. And I see some breweries and I think, you're a bit naff. It doesn't matter what you brew, it's a bit naff. And that's how I've developed over the years. You start to get to know the breweries. You start to, when you start to review more beers throughout, you start to pick the breweries out which really do deliver, and you start to look at the stuff which you think, God, don't matter what you brew, I'm not going to like it. Something, yes, I totally agree with you, Terry. I'm a bitter man as well. I mean, my favourite bitter is Theakston's XB. Always has been. It's a tremendous Yorkshire bitter. It's funny enough you said that, because Aldi, I've just reviewed it today. Aldi have brought out a specially select Yorkshire bitter. It's brewed by Black Sheep, across the road from Theakston's, and I really liked it. I think it's one of the best beers they've got in Aldi, to be honest. I've always been a big lover of the traditional Yorkshire bitter. And well, Yorkshire, well, doesn't matter if it's Yorkshire, traditional bitter. I think a lot of beer styles are overlooked. This is a generational thing now, because when you think of bitters, you think of old men in crumpy old, in kind of like big pullovers and that, the bar smoking a pipe. But to be honest with you, for me, a good bitter is as good as anything else. It really is. And it's a good thirst quencher as well. And a lovely pint of it is cracking. So I totally agree with you on that, Terry. Totally agree with you. Beardy says, I've been called a craft beer hipster. Kind of funny. The person who called me that is younger than me. The craft beer hipster. Yeah, I mean, as I touched on, the craft beer hipster is more like a generational drinker. It's changed since I started. Like I say, when you first go into the supermarket, you just got your ales, and that was it. And over the years, obviously, Brewdog has had such an impact on it all. You can't deny it. They've had a big impact on the whole beer culture. And when you think of the hipsters, I mean, I've gone to my local bottle shop. He'll have beers, the hipster beers, and some of them, are warrant that are very good, and some of them are pretty bad. And I think it's all, like I say, down to personal taste. I've tend to kind of like wanting to promote the smaller brewery now. That's my mission, is to try and promote smaller breweries who go out on a limb, maybe do a few small batch beers, and to get them out there. The hipster thing, I'm not a fan of that, to be honest, Beardy. It's not something which I adhere to, because I think that beer should be celebrated as a whole. I think it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. I think if you like your beer, then you like your beer, and doesn't matter what brewery it is. It could be an old trad brewery like Theakston, or it could be a young upcoming brewery like, I don't know, who's young, who's young in my years anyway. I'm trying to think of a young brewery. I don't know. Full Circle, is it? Is that young? Not that young. Young to me anyway. So I think it's like the generations in beer drinkers. It's a little bit like the generations in music. You got young people into that certain type of music. The old people like their Led Zeppelin and that. It's a little bit like beer in a way. You'll have young people who like, the new, beer hipster breweries, and you'll have the old people who like, the old stuff, the traditional stuff. For me, I was kind of like sit in the middle. I tend to like everything, bit of everything. I think that the traditional breweries who still have their horses and still make their barrels and still, do that type of thing, I think it's precious, and I think we should protect it. Hook Norton's a brewery like that. Theakston is definitely a brewery like that. So them type of breweries, I think we should really, really support and protect, and they're part of our old culture, part of the English, this country's culture, beer. Then you look at the new breweries, and I do get excited about new breweries, young brewers coming out with, stuff which is unusual, stuff which you never think of. And yeah, it's great to have that future. But there is a middle ground between that, which is full of kind of like breweries which are kind of like boring in a way and predictable. It's like going into Aldi and looking at their Hop Foundry stuff, and you think, fuck me, that's terrible. Even looking at the cans sometimes makes me cringe, because they're just jumping on a bandwagon, and there's no kind of like honesty or integrity behind what they do. But then you can go to a young brewery who'd be doing the same style of stuff, and they appreciate your custom, they appreciate what that you put it up on YouTube and that. And I've had it with a couple of breweries who really appreciate me reviewing their beers, and that's what you like. That's what drives me, and that's what we need. We need to promote the breweries what matter. And as far as the supermarket, some of the supermarket stuff, it's absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. I waffled on a bit there, didn't I? Anyway, anybody out there who's drinking a beer, let us know. Let us know. Yeah, most probably you're all glued to the football. I can imagine some of you will. Anyway, like I say, I just thought I'd come on this live and just do a, off the cuff live, nothing, serious. I just thought, see who's about and see who's kind of like having a beer or whatever, or everybody's Saturday's different at the end of the day, like you do. Like you do. I'm personally drinking a vocation, like you do. King Paul says, they are all empty, King. They are all empty. These beers, the reason why I keep some of these beers in here, Paul, is that some of them mean something. Some of them are from reviews which, over the past few years, dare I say, have resonated with me. And there's beers in here, all these beers in here, I've always thought were special. So I kept them, kept the cans. Up there as well, there's beers up there which I thought myself, yeah, I'll keep the can. And, you know, and every time I open this cabinet, on the walls of this on the doors of this cabinet, there's little letters from people who watch me. It's very. I always find it special that someone sends me a little letter, you know, of support. Doesn't matter who you are, and I've always kept them because I think it motivates me in a way to carry on. If you've been doing it as long as I have, I don't know what other beer reviews has been doing it as long as I have. I've just kept the letters. It's really nice because it's a physical thing that you get, and you can touch it and you think, wow, you know, someone actually out there actually watches me. So that's why I kept them. It doesn't matter, you know. You'll send me a letter if you want. I'll stick it up there. But it's always meant something. Doesn't matter who you are, and it's always great. It's always there. Neil, that's another one. Your letters there, mate. Your little notes there. I've always kept them. Because it's a great motivator because it keeps you going. It keeps you fresh. And it makes you think, well, there's people out there who actually do watch you, and there's people out there who actually appreciate what you do. So I'll just keep the letters there. It's a good motivator. Sometimes, you know, we're not in the best kind of like mind frame to review a beer or whatever, and you want to keep your channel going. And I open these doors, these cabinets, and I look the letters, and wow, it just keeps me going. It's great. It is. It's really good. Nathan, hello Nathan, how you doing? I tried Fuller's honeydew last night. I haven't had that for a very long time. I'm a big fan of Fuller's, Nathan. Now, one of them breweries I do levitate to if I see a beer I haven't tried before, because with Fuller's, I think you're getting a great, good standard of beer. It's a little bit when I'm in Morrison's or Asda or whatever, Vocation, Northern Monk, the two breweries I levitate to. Same with Fuller's. I haven't had that. Actually, I haven't had that for years. I would say it'd still be good. I'll say it's still a belter. David Thompson. Hello, David. How you doing, mate? Hope you're keeping well. Hope you're having a beer. Just thought I'd come on, have a chat with you all, see it, everybody's okay and stuff like that, like you do. I didn't want to really take any notice of it. We got Everton today, and I think Ralph Hasenhüttl, I don't think we need a strike at Southampton. So I thought myself, I'll just not watch it. Whatever happens, happens. Like you do. Yeah, totally. Yeah, they are. Like you say, go to the supermarket, Nathan, and you see familiarity. You see breweries which resonate. You see breweries which think, last time I had a beer from them, I liked it. I'll pick another one up. And I think that's the main thing with supermarkets now, because you find, Nathan, there'll be a load of mediocre beers in, but there'll be some special ones dotted about. And for me, I've learned to go from Vocation, Northern Monk. That's a bank, wasn't it? Northern Monk. And, you know, the breweries which you know in your heart will give you a good beer. Yes. Now, Close to the Heart by Rush. Yes, big Rush fan. If anyone knows me, Rush is my favourite bands. I did put up on my Facebook, David. It's my favourite version of Closer to the Heart from the Show of Hands. Cracking. Love it. It's the best version of it. One of my favourite live albums as well. Not many people like that mid-period of Rush in the 80s with the keyboards and stuff, but I absolutely love it. So cheers, David. Neil Morgan. I've never had Augustina Brau Oktoberfest. I've had a lot of Augustina Brau. Looking in here, I have to say the Pilsner they did was fantastic. Brilliant beer. The Dunkel's brilliant. All their beers are brilliant. Never had the pleasure of that one. I would say it would be very, very good. Very good. David says, still waiting for. I did not know Sainsbury's were getting in new beers, David, but I will have a look. Like I say, I don't really chase supermarket beers now. I tend to kind of like sit back, and if I'm in there, I'll pick them up. But I'm not really obsessed by the supermarkets no more, to be honest. Yours, Alex. They were at the time, yeah. They were, but a very interesting period for the band, I thought. And I still think the music was so good. I'm a big lover of Presto and Roll the Bones and stuff when we got into the 90s. But for me, Grace Under Pressure, Power Windows, Signals, they were fantastic. Brilliant stuff. I really favorite. I think that must be my favorite period, definitely. Nathan Coates says, I've got a bottle of Duvel Blonde in fridge to try that. If you never had Duvel, Nathan, it is a beer which I call a Marmite beer, because I know people who love it, I know people who like it, I know people who dislike it, I know people who hate it. It's one of them which divides opinion. My personal opinion on Duvel is I love it. It's one of them traditional Belgian golden ales, which I remember seeing in the supermarket when I was about 10 years old, and always wanted to try. I recommend you to try the triple hop and the Cashmere if you can get it. They are both fantastic. If you like the normal Duvel, you will love them, Nathan. David, show of hands. Yeah, I remember buying the VHS of that in Virgin in Brighton years ago. It's weird because when I look back at that time period for that band, everybody else was kind of like poppy, metally and stuff and singing about girls and sex and stuff. Rush needed to change through the 80s to kind of like go with the times, and going to the art rock keyboard laden stuff was really refreshing. I think that's why I look at them albums and I think they were special, definitely. Terry's still here. Yes, I haven't had a Bateman's for ages, Terry. To be honest, I mean, I think it's only Morrison's who do the Victory Ale at the moment. The Triple XB, I can't remember. I remember trying it. I remember drinking it. I don't know if I will check out if I reviewed it. Again, a solid traditional brewery, which I hope are still doing well. Where I am up north in Yorkshire, I don't really see their beers about, Terry. I've only seen the Victory Ale, so it's nice to know through your comment that they're still going and still delivering some great stuff. David Thompson, Duvel, I don't like. Like I say, it's a Marmite beer. It's you know, you can't criticize people for not liking it. It's just one of them beers that divides opinion. So, you know, someone who's trying to get into beer, I do recommend them to try it. That's all I can say. But I'm a big fan of all these wonderful glasses you can get at Duvel, you know, some of the stuff which is quite like unique, you know, the artwork and stuff. So it's nice to see that. I saw the trip on next time, I'll pick it up. Yeah, it's worth picking up, Nathan, because if you like the original Duvel, I think you will like the triple hop more. It's more of it's more of a accessible beer, triple hop. I think it's got more flavour to it. It's got a nice bitterness, nice fruitiness to it. So I think you would like the triple hop. John 78 says, "Hello, John. How you doing? First Rush album I bought was, yeah, Moving Pictures. It wasn't my first Rush album. My first Rush album was 2112, but Moving Pictures I think was my second." Cheers, mate. Nice to see you watching us. Nathan has come up, said, when I was in Newforest, I tried Flax Gold EPA. Not familiar with that, but I know Wadworth 6X very well. I've reviewed it. Nice. It is a nice beer. I do like Wadworth 6X. It's a lovely, lovely beer. Very traditional. It's great actually drinking traditional beers. It gets me excited, to be honest, having traditional beers over your normal run-of-the-mill craft stuff. So it does make a nice change, because one day in the future, we don't know what's going to happen in the future, but one day these traditional breweries may not even be here. So enjoy it while you can, Nathan. Enjoy them. I do like Le Trap as well, David. In fact, the Le Trap Blonde out of, Belgian Dutch blondes is one of my favourite blonde beers. Overlooked brewery in favour of more Belgium orientated Trappist breweries, most probably, but the Trap is a cracking brewery. Totally agree. First Rush album for me was Hold Your Fire. I've got a very, very soft love for. I think it was the only album out of their catalogue that didn't hit platinum. And I think that was a spur on for the direction change in Presto. But Hold Your Fire has got some cracking tunes on. I'm a big lover of it. The Mission, cracking. Prime Mover, Second Nature, Lock and Key, Turn the Page. They're all there. It was the closest thing that Rush got to pop, but for me, it worked. I mean, at the time when that album came out, everybody was, like I say, singing about girls, being poppy, singing about, stuff like that. When you look at the bands like, Kiss, Heart and stuff, they were all doing that, but Rush needed to find a niche to survive the 80s, and they did it with Hold Your Fire, Grace Under Pressure, Power Windows, and Signals. 4 brilliant albums. Anybody out there who's never heard of Rush, so I'm just talking to David. It feels like I'm just talking to you, David, at the moment, because they are a kind of like a niche band, but Hold Your Fire, absolutely love. They are, one best band in the world. Not many people agree with me, will they? So I'm drinking Naughty and Nice from Vocation Brewery in Asda. I'm gonna pick out another beer. I'm just gonna show you something, because over the next couple of weeks, I've got a special beer review coming up tomorrow, 4 o'clock, from Sinister Brew, which is a barrel-aged specialist brewery in Scotland. And over the next couple of weeks, I've got 2 more beers to come up on this channel. I thought I'll show you them now. The next beer I've got coming up from this brewery is a barrel-aged Imperial Stout from Sinister Brew, and it's called Drop Beers and Not Bombs. Now, this is basically part of this will go to the Ukraine funding and that. And this is based 11% barrel-aged Imperial Stout with licorice. That's coming up in the channel soon. And this one I'm very, very excited about. Is from the same brewery, Sinister Brew, and this is a smoked stout with Mexican applewood smoked Priscilla chilies, which is coming up soon in about 3 weeks' time. Special beers, waxed to perfection on the bottle. Looking forward to them. David has come out. Dream Theatre. Yeah, I do like Dream Theatre. I haven't got all their stuff. They are very talented, virtuoso musicians. Have I got images and words? I'm not too sure. I've got something. Scenes from a memory, I think I've got. Really enjoy it. Mike Portnoy, fantastic drummer. Favorite song from Dream Theatre is Count of Tuscany. So we're seeing going to Shrewsbury Oktoberfest to Baz in his Heidi outfit, but no trains. What's a shame, because, you know, Baz does look rather attractive in his little outfit. If he's watching this, he does. Thank God you didn't. Yeah, thank God. Christoph, hello, mate. How you doing? Both, but yeah, they do. Christoph, get to Coxo, Bear and Bottle. They may have that one left. Very limited quantities. Like I say, beautiful beers. The beer I had yesterday was phenomenal beer. Absolutely excited about this brewery. I don't think I've been excited about this brewery since years. Nathan says Black's Brewery is in Womsey, not far from South. Been there 2010 apparently. Check them out. I will do, Nathan, because I'm a scummer, so I will, because I do like, you know, anything red and white. So, do you ever manage to try Double Diamond or Watney's Red Barrel? I always remember the others, but never managed to try them before. I've never tried them, Terry. Again, you know, this what makes this beer review, you know, exciting, because, you know, you got generations of people who can remember beers which don't exist anymore, and it's nice to hear people mention certain beers and certain breweries which aren't around anymore, and it's just nice. I just like it. If anybody out there has got any really old bottles of beer, of Double Diamond or Watney's Red, you know, tell us, or get in touch with Terry, because I think we all would love to try them, because it's part of history. It's part of the drinking culture, isn't it? Tom, VDV, hello. Hello, mate. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I've been reviewing beer for a very long time. If you check out my videos, I've been reviewing beer for a lifetime. It seems like a lifetime anyway. Thank you very much for joining us. Totally appreciate it. It's always nice to talk to some new people who've just, you know, discover you. And Christoph has just said to Tom, cheers. Yeah, Christoph, check out our Desert Station. Cracking channel, cracking bloke. Met him on a couple of times. He's really nice. He's very well respected beer reviews from my end. He is good. So check him out. Terry's Quick Beer Review says, hello, Tom. Anyway, I'm going to have to keep drinking this. And this is it, when you do these live things, you tend to kind of like not drink much and talk a lot. Cat agrees with me. Anyway, I'll just stick these back. Anyway, like I said, Sinister Brew. Check this lot out. Get onto the web. Check out Sinister Brew in Scotland. Barrel aged beers. And I'll tell you what, you won't be disappointed. Very expensive. Well, I wouldn't say they're that expensive. I'll say they're definitely in the the £8 range. Definitely in the £8 range. It's well worth picking her up and trying them because very limited quantities, but very, very nice. Yes, Cass talking to me. I fed ya. Go on, do one. Like you do. So tell me, anybody in the chat who's on a beer, tell us what you're drinking. Tell everybody what you're not. I'm not coming near you. No. Cat's kicking off. This is the problem where I've got 4 cats. Yeah, you. Anyway, beer I'm going to crack open next is the Proper Job. Always been a fan of this. Tesco's do it. Just thinking who done it. Tesco's who are doing it. So I thought, yeah, crack open a Proper Job and see who's about, like you do. Crack open now. Now, St. Austell Brewery for me did what I think was the first black IPA for me, proper black. I mean, I'm a big fan of black IPAs, and for me, St. Austell, when I first did that proper black, it was phenomenal. It really was. Tom says, Palm, yes, I've had Palm. I haven't had the Ottinger. Palm is a great, was it an amber lager? I remember Stefan, one of my subscribers, sent me a box of beer, and he sent me a can of Palm, and it was very, very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah. Fair enough, Chris. David Thompson. Now, that's a beer which is very, very nice, but I thought myself was a little bit thin. I don't know. I just thought the body of the beer was slightly thin for the ABV, but it was very, very nice. It's one of them beers which, it's Belgian Amber Ale, Palm. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a nice, fresh, tasty beer. It was very, very, very sessionable. Very sessionable. Yeah, Proper Job. I'll tell you what, Nathan, you can't go wrong with Proper Job because it is a real good example of a great mass-produced IPA, if you want. I went to St. Austell Brewery a few years back, saw the canning line. The canning line was absolutely brilliant, St. Austell Brewery. And, of course, Proper Job is one of their, well, I would say it is their main beer. It's their flagship beer. Tributes are good, but I think I always thought Proper Job was the flagship beer of St. Austell. Shush. The cat is kicking off. Just shush. Shush. I'm not feeding you, forget it. David says, I've never ever been to Huddersfield at all, David. I don't really go that way. I go down as far as Harrogate, Wetherby, York, that type of area, but I've never been to Huddersfield. But Skipton was another place I went to. John says, on a Guinness West Indies pour, that's a cracking beer, John. That's a lovely beer. Get yourself to Home Bargains because I went into my Home Bargains nearest me. They did the foreign extra for about £1.50, £1.60, and that is a belter. Always been a big lover of the Guinness Nigerian stout as well. Lots of people kind of like, overlook that because where Tesco have it in the World Foods and that, but it is an absolute banger. I think for me, Guinness, it has to be a strong one to really appreciate. Back in, a couple of years ago, Tesco did the Guinness Antwerpen stout, which was a really good stout as well. I think Guinness for me only tastes good when it's strong. Nathan says, "What's your favourite lager? What is ready available in the supermarket? My favourite is Estradam, Pilsner Urquell, Budweiser, Bavaria." Nathan, I can't really complain about your three favourites to a degree. Mine will be Pilsner Urquell, Staro Pramen, which if you get the unfiltered, I don't know where you live, Nathan. If you live in the north, go to Booze, get yourself the unfiltered version of Staro Pramen. It's an absolute belter. And to be honest with you, I slagged off the Budvar. One of my first reviews was slagging off the Budvar, but I've learned to appreciate it over the years. I have to say, I will do a can version review of it. You can't go on with the Budvar. Out of them three, get rid of the Estrella Dan, put Staro Pramen in that. You got yourself a cracking lineup of lager. Matthew, have I reviewed anything interesting today? Yes, I've done 4 reviews today. A Spanish double IPA, which will be coming up from Sinister Brewing in Zaragoza, which is really interesting, really good as well. I've just reviewed Vocations Naughty and Nice stout from Asda, which weren't bad at all, to be honest. A Yorkshire bitter from Aldi, which is new, with Black Sheep Brewery collaboration. And what else have I done? Can't think of the other one. Can't be that good then if I can't think of it. No. The other one was a very good New England IPA, Top Rope Brewing and Tembe Brewing. So that's what I've done this afternoon. That is not necessarily, Paul. When I review a beer, the body of the beer, the actual, when you drink a beer, sometimes if it's a strong beer, say if it's a strong beer, if you feel the alcohol on your chest, you get this burning feeling when you swallow it. For me, that doesn't make a good beer. What makes a good higher ABV beer is when you do not pick up the alcohol, but you're getting maximum hop flavor. And for me, sometimes you can pick up a double IPA, you drink it, and there's no alcohol burn. And all you're getting is beautiful, juicy flavors from the hops, a little bit of maltiness from the malt and the barley. And sometimes when you do get a beer like that, it is heaven. Because for me, the art of brewing a good, strong beer is to get rid of that horrible alcohol taste, get rid of the sense of alcohol, only for you to pick it up in the body of the beer, the thickness of the beer. So it doesn't make it a better beer for me. I've had beers over the years which you look at and you think it's low in alcohol, but you can pick up it's say 3.8% ale. But if that thinness of that beer is disguised or you do not pick it up because of the flavor, it makes it a good beer for me. So, you can pick up some beers which are 3.8 and they're very watery in taste, and you drink it and you think, oh, that's not much, cop that. But then again, you can pick up a beer which is 3.8%. And you got beautiful hoppy notes, a nice hint of bitterness, and it disguises the feeling of thinness in the body of the beer. That for me is a good beer. That for me is a good beer, mate. I don't think I mean, Starward Palm and Unfiltered, I think it's only available in certain stores, namely Booze, which is a northern, Lancashire, Cumbria, kind of like supermarket. But if you can get it, highly recommend it. The normal Starward Palm, I would recommend Nathan. I still think that is a good beer. Pilsner Urquell, you can't go wrong for me. Cracking beer. The Budvar, again, you name that. I'm not too sure on the Estrella Dam. For me, if I had to pick a Spanish beer, maybe the Estrella Galicia. But no, it's all about discovering, Nathan. Go out there, discover new beers and enjoy them. That's what this is all about. Definitely. I found something interesting today, which I had no idea about. I took a trip to Laos to visit the place where he sent you the bottle from. It's small old man's thing, bitters. Fair enough. Anyway, I was talking to the guy and they sell beers from another brand new craft brewery, which I had no idea about. I bought a beer in can, looked them up, and when I got home, and Doc should be well. That's fair enough. That's fair enough, mate. Like you say, it's just one of them things, isn't it? But I think for me, we go on about craft breweries and go on about, well-known craft breweries, but the emphasis for me is, and the whole kind of like philosophy of what I do is to make people aware that there is an alternative out there, to make people aware that there is, you don't have to go to your supermarkets, you don't have to go and get the stuff what everybody else gets. There are shops out there which actually do great beer. There's it's to make people aware there's an alternative to your macros and stuff. And I think it's very important that we do, or I do that, because I think over the years where you get people kind of like watching you and enjoying watching what you review and that, I think it's a kind of like a responsibility in a way that you got to give them the alternative, to tell them that there are breweries and beers out there which are a lot better than the supermarkets and a lot better than your normal stuff you get everywhere in your normal cash and carries and stuff. And it's important that we always kind of like look for these breweries. Definitely. Oh god, I'm waffling on, but I think I've got more comments. And we got like, hey Matthew's come up with something. They're called Luda Brewery, and they just opened up a big tap room in the industrial in Laos. It looks a real deal, and head brewer owner is from Atlanta, Georgia. That sounds fantastic. So we're talking about a small brewery in Laos with an American owner, which will bring American-inspired beers. The thing what America is fantastically good at over most countries is IPA. West Coast, East Coast. Me, I prefer the East Coast IPAs. The West Coast, yeah, I do like them. I think there's a lot of breweries in the UK which try to replicate the West Coast more than the East Coast. For me, the East Coast IPAs are the ones to go for. I just suit my palate a lot more than the West Coast. Anybody out there, tell me who your favourite East Coast and West Coast IPAs are while I have a gulp of this Popper Job, which is a Cornish IPA. And it's still really, really nice. Really nice. It's just a really nice, gentle can of beer. Cracking. So, Matthews, come up and says this brewery had a proper story behind it. And known as Brewing Co. Portland, Oregon, which is one of the main beer areas in USA, has been brewing since 2014. So, Nathan says, I bought 4 bottles of Stowe Parliament from Co-op the other day, and I've got a promotion on to send off a tanker which holds a pint. Good on you, Nathan. Hope he gets to you in one piece. Like you say. Like I say, Stowe Parliament, I mean, I think they're overlooked. I think, you know, people look at Pilsner Urquell, Budweiser, Budvar, Czech Pilsners in general are fantastic. They're brilliant. But I think Stowe Parliament is the poor cousin in a way. And when I've had, you know, I've drunk them numerous occasions, I think, you know, the beer is fantastic. I do. And I think it's a shame that people don't really kind of like name check them more often. I think it you know, they do some cracking stuff. Matthew Barr says, if we have mass experience, noise behind it, with an American owner, dogs should be wired. It won't affect them internally, but might be the most well known. Might be most well known in 2 years. That's fair enough, mate. As far as Docs is concerned, it's not a brewery that I really want to kind of like divulge in, to be honest with you, mate. They've had their chance with me, and to be honest with you, they blew it. I will check that out, Tom. Papi Chulo from Commonwealth Brewing. Sounds a new one on me, and it sounds very, very exciting. Actually, I will actually Google them and see where that a lot more about their beer. Actually, that sounds very, very interesting. Actually, it's weird, isn't it, when you go abroad or you look at foreign breweries who, you know, you wouldn't never ever think of, and they produce some fantastic beers. You know, it makes it all reassuring in a way. Luda could end up the much bigger brew in 2 to 3 years. I'm talking nationwide. Docs have their fanboys in Grimsby, but Luda can end up as bigger. Lincolnshire Brewery just 30 minutes away. Hello, Scott. How you doing, mate? It was a fantastic Oktoberfest you did with the BVM and Pondering last week. Really, really enjoyed it. Hope you're doing well. The pictures of the Oktoberfest in Staggeringly Good look really, really good. Yeah, so cracking stuff, mate. Keep up the good live stuff. Enjoying the reviews as well, mate. All the best to you. Got loads of comments here. Although I've seen more beer reviews on YouTube make a point about the fact that the normals we get is not now brew. I mean, at the end of the day, beer's, you know, a good beer is a good beer, isn't it? Always a good beer. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter where it's brewed. It doesn't matter who's brewing it. If the beer is good, the beer is good. That's the way I look at that. It really doesn't. Does it bother you when foreign beers? No, it doesn't. It doesn't, because if they keep to the recipe, keep to the integrity of the beer, if you enjoy it and you still enjoy that beer, then they've done a good job. They really, really have. Over the years, you tend to look at stuff differently, because I think, irrespective of where it's brewed, if they keep to that recipe and they keep to the formula and the integrity of the name of that beer, you know, you will enjoy it. Afternoon, JB. How are you, buddy? Always a pleasure to catch you live. It is, mate. Yeah, I don't do them often, but I try to get on now and again just to say hello and stuff and see how people are doing that, because I know people watch us and it's always well appreciated and that. You know how it is. Hello, Brad. How you doing, mate? How you doing? Luke John, beer reviews. Hello, mate. How you doing? You up north near me, I think. Tell us, well, not on here, but pop us a line where you are. Maybe we could do something on YouTube. I'm hoping Luda deliver, mate, because I want to get behind a local brewery video. Or since yes, you do that. You do that, mate. Scott says, "Hey, Brad." Brad says, "Scott, hope you're well, buddy." Luke John says, "Last live he did, we had him eating cat food." Yes, I'm not going to eat cat food today in this live because the cat food is downstairs, the cats are asleep, and I can't be bothered, to be honest. I just thought I'd come on live on a Saturday afternoon for a couple of hours and just, see how everybody's doing and that. Like you do, it's one of them things. It's just, just come on, a couple of hours to spare. I didn't even advertise this. I just thought, just come on and see if anybody's about, really. Yeah, pop us. I'll send you an email. Pop us a line, and we'll get together if you want, mate. Me and you really need to do. Yes. You know what, Scott? That is a good thing. I think it'll be a really good thing. I've never been one to do lives, and I think we should sort something out. Definitely. I've always followed you, always respected what you did. I may not watch all your content because there's a gazillion people out there who do stuff, and for me, it's just finding time. But it would be fantastic if we did a live one. It took me 6 years to do a live one with Dean. Believe it or not, it was one of them things. It took me 6 years to do, and it is funny. It's the weirdest live stream I ever done in my life because I've been watching this guy reviewing beer for 6 years, 7 years, right? We've been talking now and again. We send messages now and again. And when we actually got down to do a live, I think it was about a year ago, we already knew him. It was so weird, but it was so fantastic as well. It would be brilliant. We'll sort something out. We really would. I would love to do one with you, mate. Luke John says meow. Yeah, it is. It's a fantastic idea. I'll come on with Pondering Mar or whatever, because yeah, I'm part of the furniture and you are as well. It's always been something, it's always it's a weird thing because I always watch you and always, when I see you pop videos up, because you do put a lot of effort in your videos, and I've always respected that. And I've never thought about doing a live, but now you said it, it would be absolute honor. We'll sort something out. It really would. It would be an honor, and it'd be a good crack as well. It would be. I don't want to talk about football because come on, football. That part of the world, Scott. Pompey Saints. We both shit really. We're both pretty crap, aren't we? To be honest, but we won't mention the football when we do it. Yeah, I did. I did weigh about 10 stone, Luke. Yeah, he was one of them. But he would, yeah. He said it's odd, mate. When you speak to people you watch for years, it's weird as hell. Because when I did this live with Dean, actually the person who was the catalyst of it was Barry, and I've been speaking to Barry a lot over the years. I always loved Barry. He's brilliant, and he sent us both the same beers at the same time. And he sent me and Dean the same beers. Dean said, "Why don't we do a live?" I said, "Well, we've been talking about this bloody live for years. We've never got round to doing it, so we ended up doing this live." And I'll tell you what, mate. It was the weirdest experience because when you watch someone for so long, you know them as people. You know exactly what they're going to say. You know what they're thinking, and it was brilliant. do you know what? I'll be honest. I've stopped loads of channels, but I've always enjoyed channels, so I've always stayed stuff. But I'll be honest, Spike is. He's got actually he stinks of beer from the last live I did with on Spice and Easy. But I'll put him in the washing machine. I won't bring him out when we do a live one. Yeah, it would be great. It would be great. Yeah, I'm in for it, Scott. We'll sort something out, mate. Definitely, it would be. It might be a start of a thing, which it might be a start of a great thing. It really would. We get get other people involved as well. It'd be good banter, good laugh. That's what it's all about. Sparky isn't. He stinks of beer. I should put him in the washing machine, to be honest with you. Luke Son's at house, Scott. King Paul says, Scott, okay, mate. Matthew, how are you, bud? I'm doing sober. I can't do sober October. Forget that, mate. Forget that. I'm okay. I'm saying dry January. All this sober October, dry January. Get a life. Come on. Enjoy your beer. Enjoy. You only live once. You only live once, didn't you? That's the main thing. Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, just pop us a line whenever. We'll sort something out. It would be an absolute honour. It really would to have a little bit of a crack with you, because I really enjoyed it, actually, your Oktoberfest. It was actually the first live. I don't really watch much lives, but it's the first live I watched all the way through, because I thought it was a good crack. Everything all the way through. It was absolutely brilliant. Dry January now, so dehydrated. Yeah, I can't do anything of that. I like my beer too much. I can't do that. I'm doing can't remember November. That's a bet. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. BBM and Mark are good lads. I invited Dean and Chris to Butcher, but we're both busy. Whenever, mate, I don't take offence if I'll never take offence to people not asking me. I'm not that type of person. Drop us a line. We'll try and we'll sort something out. We'll get together. It would be great banter. It would make great viewing. Pompey and the Scummer. It made great viewing, it really would. But it is what it is. But I've been watching you for years. Totally respect everything you do. Totally support everything you do. It's like everything. I think with a lot of YouTubers out there, they tend to be a little bit serious. They tend to disappear up their own arses and that. But at the end of the day, I'm in it for fun. I've always been in it for fun. I've always reviewed beer for fun. I don't monetize because I don't really care. It's all about having a good crack and a good laugh with everybody. And I think that's the most important thing. If you start to get involved with monetization and stuff, that's fair enough. But for me, it's all about just having a good laugh and a good crack with people. And, life's too short, isn't it? You shouldn't have to. Life's too short to have an argument and stuff and fall out with people and that. Just get on with it and enjoy it. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Having a good laugh. Having a good laugh. It really is. Luke. I'm just looking at Brad. I'm just looking at Luke. That's what it's all about. That's what YouTube should be about. It should be about just enjoying yourselves and having a good natter, good banter with people. It's not about, getting serious and undermining people and things like that. It's all about just having a laugh. Why can't people just lighten up? It's that's what I think. It's, I think people take themselves too seriously. I will do, mate. Yeah. I am. I'll put my hands up, Luke. I like my bear and bottle in Coxo. I do like the lads there. They're cracking, but I will check out the Lost Robot at some point. Yes, I know. I met the S43 lass yesterday she was coming out the Bear and Bottle in Coxo. With she's delivering the pumpkin and the first core range beer they're doing. So yeah, but you know, I will try to get to the Lost Robot again. My loyalty is with the Bear and Bottle. I just love them, mate. I think they're great. I think they're a great little shop. I used to go to the Hop Knocker in Durham. Pumpkin, that's what I delivered. Yes, Steve. But he had these Sinister Brew beers in, so I thought I'd pick them up before he sells out of them. But I will pick up the pumpkin, and I will pick up because they're doing Rivington double IPA. Big, I can't remember. Scott says, I will do. I'll tell you what I'll do, Scott. For you, when we sort this live out, I will pick up a twice as nice for it. How about that? I have reviewed it. I absolutely hated it to the point of I wanted to kill someone. But I'll tell you what, we sort this live out. I will bring that beer to the table like you do. And because they've repackaged it, haven't they? So I'll bring it. It's got more sophisticated packaging. So I'll bring it to the table when we do the live, and you can tell me exactly what you think of it, and I will tell you exactly what I think of it. I'm not sure, Matthew, on that one. I will pick up that pumpkin for sure. With the Brew Rock collaboration with S43. I will pick that up and I will give it a go. Okay, you're on. Twice as nice. You see it here, twice as nice with Scott and Wonder's World. We're going to do it. Yeah, we're going to do it again. Maybe it's an idea, maybe to pick our worst beers and bring them to the table. That's a good idea. Don't listen to Scott's advice, will give you the squits. Not sure on that, mate. I think it's all been a done deal now. Only bit I've done, they got angry, did another review and turned the camera back and have another property. There's no kind of like, there's no excuse for bad beer, is there, Scott, to be honest? Doesn't matter what you pay for it. I think, you know, if you're going to churn out shit, I think there really is no excuse. Like, it gets me angry as well. It definitely nice. It definitely does. I think I'm gonna have to get this for this live. Then twice. It's a beautiful drop. I'm sure it is, Mark. I'm sure it is. I remember reviewing it, and to be honest with you, I mean, I've done a few over the years, reviews and that, and I can't remember what I said about it. It wasn't really complimentary, to be honest. It really wasn't. It was pretty shit. Twice as nice is that bad? I'm not sure if it was nice. I can't remember. I can't. Yeah, it is. I think it's you know, you get ripped off with a beer, whether it's £1.70 or bloody £5 a can. Doesn't matter what you get ripped off by. I think it's a disgrace that any brewery would have the nerve to put anything out that is kind of like you can't consume. It's kind of like it's taking a piss out of the beer drinker, isn't it? It really is. It's just one of them things where you think to yourself, you're taking a piss here. You really are. And you think to yourself, you know, it doesn't matter what you still feel aggrieved with what you pay for. where it's £1.70 or £5, you still think these bastards have got me out of money for this bloody beer, and you think to yourself, I'll tell them. No, I mean, it's kind of like, it gets you angry, it does. Makes great viewing, but it does get you angry. I don't think it will be King Paul. I honestly don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll be terrible. I still don't believe I got that angry. You can though, because if you've tried loads of beers, and you've had some good ones and you've had some great ones. You've had some good ones at the same price point as that beer. It does, because I just think that there's no excuse, because if somebody else can brew a beer at that price and it's nice, why can't somebody else do it? I think it's absolutely disgraceful, and I think it's basically aimed at the casual shopper who doesn't drink beer. Oh, just pick up that twice as nice. I invited the Smiths over from number 5 for a barbecue. I get 4 cans of twice as nice. That type of thing, isn't it? What's the worst you've ever had? I think it's what's the worst I've ever had. I've had some really, well, I don't keep them all in there, the bad beers. I'll just throw them out. I've had some stinkers. Boss Brewing is a brewery which I love to get my claws into, especially Boss Brewing. I think absolutely disgraceful. Twice as Nice was a bad one. I can't remember what I said about it, to be honest. The Hop Foundry is another one. I really, really, really do not like. I just think, you look at some of these beers in these discounters, just as kind of like guilty as Aldi, and you think, fuck me, it's not going to be any good. You just know, don't you? You just know. Yeah, you just know. Scott says, I'm in the process of doing a video for my top 10 worst beers. I've narrowed it down to there is a lot of really bad stuff out there. I'll be honest. Yeah, I'll totally agree with Scott. There is some really, really bad beers, ranging from Skull Super to, Special Brew. Even there's some really mingers. There's real mingers, but they make great videos. They make great watching for people. So me personally, I would never not do them. I think there's always a good thing to do. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Hello, Mark. How you doing? Yeah, something like that. Yes, I did. It was dreadful, but I thought that Terry's chocolate orange shite from Max's Brewing was even worse. It was even worse. It was awful. It was one sip, it was straight down the toilet. It was disgustingly bad, but it was a laugh. It really was. It really was. Yeah, Mark Pondering Man, if anybody in this chat who hasn't subbed to him, totally go and sub him. He's great. He really is. He's like I've called him a little policeman. He keeps order of everything. He really does. He keeps everybody in check. Mango number 5, scrapping the scrapping the barrel now. Cheers, Mark. Terry's. Yeah. Didn't even spell Terry right, did they? It was kind of like Terry, Terri. No, Terry, Teri. Chocolate. I mean, having the balls to kind of like throw that out at the Joe Public was absolutely disgraceful. It really was. The Playblue Impy Sours, I didn't have. Is it you're talking about the Monkey's Blood one? I got that one up there, Luke. See if I can get it. That one there. Talking about that one there, Luke. The Monkey's Blood. It was bonkers. It was a good laugh. It was good. Well, I don't know, Mark. I always, you've got this air of authority with you. It's kind of like you put the worlds to rights, but you're cracking. You really are. You got a cracking channel. I do watch you. You good laugh. So God bless you, mate. Terry smelled a wash out with you. I had BVM to thank for that. He picked good old BVM. I'll tell you what, the one thing I like about BVM is he's got this way when he reviews stuff. It cracks me up. He's got this sense of he's top notch. He really is. He makes me laugh. He really does. Guys, I've just watched Invocation 2 gun review. Surprised you didn't enjoy that one. Yeah, I didn't. I thought it was a bit mediocre, Gaz, to be honest with you, mate. Mark scares me. I think he scares everybody. I've got loads of. You always remember the bad beers, but what about the best? The best beers are the ones which they stay in here. And I open this cabinet and I look at them and I think, looking at them and you think, wow. And I look at the letters I get because I've got letters on the doors from people who watch me, and it makes it all worthwhile. It really does. It's a cracking little hobby, reviewing beer. When people start to appreciate what you do and stuff, it just keeps you going. It does. One thing I like about BVM, nothing. I think he's cracking. He's lovely. Mate, you in the draw for the prize? I did not know there was a prize, Mark. Let us know what that is. He scares himself. Yeah, he's a good ponderer, Mark. He is. Overdone RPO say venturing more into the fantastic German, especially Weiss beers. I love Weiss beer, a good Weiss beer. He said, Yellow Belly by Buxton, probably the best I've had. I've had some amazing beers. The 3.5 I've been doing this. Yes, I have that bottle somewhere, Scott. I can't see it in there at all. It's buried somewhere. I remember doing the review. There's certain beers you do remember, and that is one of them. Totally agree. He was a nightmare. He wasn't eating all your prawn vol au-vents, was he? He was a top drawer. Yeah, he was a top drawer. It's a shame they stopped brewing it, didn't they? They stopped brewing that beer, which is a real shame. But I'll tell you what, that's why I have this little cabinet. I open it. I've got letters. I've got stuff that people sent me, and it just keeps you going. These letters, the beers people sent and stuff, it means more to me than anything else. It doesn't matter about monetization and trying to get, subs to, 1 million subs and that. It doesn't matter. It's just nice that you do something you love and people like it. It really is. It'd still be good to drink that, Mark. It really would. Aldo Costa and Volks was decent beer last night from Bayonet Brewing. I have been talking to Bayonet Brewing, Luke John. I've had the coffee stout from them. Told them exactly how I felt about it. I'm totally big fan of them. I'm wanting to visit them to do a little, video section. And big fan, Bayonet Brewing. I hope they get very, very successful. like I say, the beers I've had a couple of beers I haven't reviewed. They've been absolutely excellent. So, Northallerton's best. That's what I say, Luke John. Northallerton's best. Go for it, Matthew, mate. Drink that beer and enjoy it. I agree, JB. I've made some cracking friends on there. I've made some. Yeah, we all make mistakes, Scott. You don't kind of like, it's one of them things. You say what you think, and at the end of the day, people either agree with you or they don't. And the people who don't agree with you, well, they can do one, can't they? Hold my hands up to some, but I've always only ever done this for a laugh and yeah, that's what it's all about. It's stop. People are so serious, aren't they? They're so forget all about that. It's all about a good laugh. Don't drink it now, Matthew. In his garage. Yes, he is. He does it in the garage, and he's got quite a lot of beers out, to be honest. Definitely. Matthew says better drink it than Scott. Mark Jones, hello, mate. I've got classic West Coast Deeper. Last night from my bottle shop, a Northern Monk Patrons Project. Got it home in small layers. Says it's not about 2, so I left it till tonight. Had a few last night. Enjoy it, Mark. Enjoy it, mate. Enjoy it. I'm on one of my go-tos, Proper Job. It is a go-to. It's a proper, IPA, no bells, whistles, but it's a proper one. What you do. It's definitely cracking stuff. I really enjoyed it this afternoon. I came on quite early, to be honest, and it was at Longboard. Picked up. No, I've picked up a porter from M&S. It's a meantime one. Might put it up tomorrow. Yeah, it's a Proper Job, Mark. Definitely, it is. It's a cracking go-to beer. It is what it is. It's a proper beer. It's no bells, whistles. It's proper IPA, one to really, really enjoy. Especially once I drink this, I'm going to leave you like you do before I fall asleep because I've been up early. When you got 4 cats, it's a bit of a pain in the arse, believe you me. But it's been a great live one. It really is. I will definitely do some more. Looking forward to a live one with Scott. If he send me a message, mate, I will. We'll sort something out. Audi is not. Yes, I'm thinking of doing a comparison with this one and the Audi one. It's all down to marketing at the end of the day. If Audi put something out with a black and white lettering on the label. After Castle closing down, Jess, do you think they will close? I think it'll happen. I think give it time. I think regarding Marston's owning, Jennings. With Jennings, for me, I'm not emotionally attached to that brewery, so it doesn't really matter to me if that goes, to be honest. But I think Witchwood will be one which will go. I think in the end, what you will find regarding Marston's is that all the beers will be brewed from Marston's, and that's it. All these other breweries, they won't be there. They won't be there. I think that the ale market is shrinking. I think more people are going towards craft, and I think that's what's the way the world will go. It's a shame, but I think it's going to happen. He did do good, actually. Yeah, it's a beer which you know what you're getting, Scott. It's just a nice, easy drinking, good quality IPA. There's nothing wrong, you want a beer which won't let you down, and that's one of them. Yeah, Witchwood was a great brewery, Mark. It was, going back to the time where Fiddler's Elbow, their wheat beer was out and everything. It was a fantastic beer. Even Hobgoblin at the time was a great beer, but now, I think that the brewery has had everything sucked out of them. They had the marketing, they had the beer, but everything special about Witchwood has been drawn out by Masters, by the money men, and now you've got is an empty shell of a brewery. You really have. Yeah, it will do, and you'll never see that again. You never will. You never will. Never will. So it's been a great chat. It really has. I love you all. I'm gonna drink this. And pop off. I loved everybody who's just popped in. Been on for a couple of hours. I'm going to have to do now Mrs. Brown's evening meal, feed the cats, and maybe watch the last episode of Jeffrey Dahmer on Netflix. Thank you all very much for popping in and commenting. It's been a pleasure as always, and I will see you all again soon. I might even do another live tomorrow. I thought about that. In the meantime, look after yourselves. Have a great evening, every one of you. You've been brilliant. God bless you all. Cheers, everyone. There we go.